Hi guys, Zach here with another Commander Conquer Red Alert video. In this game I'm playing a 3v3 match on the map Nervous System. I'm starting in the middle left position playing as the Soviets. Now, on this map, it's a very different map to normal maps. It's one of those custom ones, and what you've got is, at the top of the map, you've got like a short passage to the other side, to the right side of the map. In the middle of the map, you have gems, but those gems are sort of protected by mammoth tanks from the AI, so you can't go like straight to the middle and mine the gems. You do have to wait until you're able to get through there. And on the bottom of the map is where there's room for two other teams, or two teams on each side. There's a bit of water, some bridges, and another path to that middle patch of gems. So what you can see me and my teammate doing immediately is we're moving our infantry to the top of the map. We're not worried about the middle of the map because that's protected by mammoths, so if the other team try and go through there, they will definitely lose all the forces at this point in the game. And now we're just going to push a little bit forwards. I can see that they've got a few infantry running forward, so what we're going to do is we're going to try and get a bit closer, stop our infantry, and hope the other team runs into them. And there you can see me getting my first war factory, and what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be going for a second ore refinery first here, since it's ore only at this point, and it'll only be later that I actually get to use the gems. And we can see those three infantry edging forward, so I'm going to, well, I was going to try and take them out with all my infantry, because when you got like a load of infantry against a small number, then you will get a good trade. And I just have to be careful here, and actually you can see one of those mammoths in the middle there. We've got a little glimpse. And you can see those yellow infantry running back. So what I'm sort of doing is running into them now. I've got the better numbers. Hopefully I will be able to take them out. And that was a big mistake because the yellow started running away. And while when his infantry started running away, they don't do any damage. So it would have been better just to leave his infantry there, and at least it would have done more damage to my infantry. So I've got quite a decent number left. Unfortunately, Pink's managed to strengthen his infantry forces on the gap, so I'm not going to be able to get through there. And I'm just, having a look there at the moment, making sure I get my economy set up and in a good position. And now I'm just bringing my heavy tank up, because as soon as you get tanks, you want to bring them up here. And I assume my opponents will do the same very soon. I just need to keep an eye out, because obviously the infantry can get squashed once tanks are out on the map. So fortunately I haven't been squashed yet, so I'll be bringing my tanks in with them. I'm also going to get a radar dome, because there's a lot of different things going on this map. I need to see what's going on in the middle. I also need to see what's going on in the bottom of the map. And you can see those mammoth tanks there still. And now we're going for the attack. You can see yellow's got a medium tank there, and they've got some infantry. It's only one tank though, but more tanks are coming in now. And he's got two medium tanks, but we're going to get one of those down. And the first one goes down, and now we're going to go for the second one. We're also going to get the radar dome up, and I've done a bit of a silly error there, not building enough tanks. But it was only a short time, I guess. So I'm going to have to pull back a little bit. You can see now yellow having the tank numbers, and now green's going to come in as well. So we'll see how well we do here. It's both me and green, and it seems like pink hasn't really got any tanks out at the moment, which is quite surprising, although he's bringing in one now. I don't know if they were focusing on the bottom, but we're going to try and take out his ore truck, which goes down. And now I've got a tech centre out, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to go for a slightly alternate strategy. I'm going to try and build a Tanya and get it round the back through boats. Now, I haven't tried it on this map before, and we can see that Pink's got another heavy tank out, but that's going down quickly. But now yellow building those tank numbers, and I do have to be careful, because when I funnel these tanks in, I need to try and make sure they don't go through the middle. Otherwise, that's going to put me in a whole load of trouble, and I think I misjudged there a little bit. I need to expand my base a bit closer to that water so that I can get that Tanya there. So let's see what's going in here now. You can see green still bringing tanks in, and what I'm doing is I'm just bringing some tanks a little bit back and keeping them in that gap and going a bit more in the defensive position, because I'm trying to do this little strategy here. And I'll just get my Tanya back, and once I get these tanks in the middle here, it's very hard for the other team to get through. They have to really get a lot of much bigger force than we have. And now I'm going to be building that transport ship. And again, I'm just bringing more tanks to that top gap. And although we can see now that the other teams have a lot of forces, I think Pink's got quite a few forces. I think what Pink must have been doing, they might have been going for a multi-MCV strategy or something. And I think that was probably a bit too conservative. Like, obviously, we attacked them too early for that. And now I'm putting those Tanyas in that transport ship, and we're going to try and send it to the other side of the map. So yeah, I'm just sending it to the back there, and now I'm just having a little bit of a look there, and I could see some Tesla fights in there with Cyan, and now we're having a bit of fight here. You can see that green's pushing on yellow, and we're going in with our tanks. Let's see how we can do. And that boat doesn't seem to be moving, so I'm going to have to like move it to the bottom of the map first. I was expecting it actually to like just move automatically to that part of the map, but it doesn't seem like the tracking system is good enough for that. Because usually, even if it is like awkward, they usually get there eventually. But now we're having a fight with Pink, and those Pink tanks seem to be too low in number, and they seem to be failing. But Yellow now coming in as well, and with Yellow they might have a bit of a better chance. We're just cleaning up those two low HP Pink tanks. And what we might need to do is fall back a little bit at this point in time. We can see Yellow and Pink together. Maybe we'll be able to do some damage. We'll have a go. But yeah, so those heavy tanks now, we're starting to clear up those yellow tanks, and we could see Pink selling some buildings there. But Pink has Tesla. He has actually 2 Tesla coils, I think, so I'm going to need to stay back because those Teslas do a load of damage to tanks. And now I'm trying to take my transport ship into the back of the base, and I'm going to have to pull these heavy tanks back because we can see they're going to get annihilated there. And let's have a look at what was happening at the other side. So this was red. And at the start of the game, we can see he's got a good economy. He's got he's got 3 construction yards now. So he's going for a multi-MCV strategy. And we can see now he's thinking about expanding to the middle. Now, there are 2 bridges that sort of connect him to like further to the right side of the map. And what Red did is he destroyed those bridges. And that just meant he didn't have any early attacks. And that's really useful because if you're going for a multi-MCV strategy, you're going to be much stronger later on, and if you know you're not going to have any early attacks, it just gives you that time. And you can see him expanding to the middle there, and he knows the other player isn't going to come through the middle early on because there's mammoth tanks there. So if the other team try and bring their tanks through early on, they're going to get a bit annihilated. And now you can see him building those Teslas and starting to take out some of those AI mammoth tanks. And yeah, those mammoth... And now, Cyan coming in. So Cyan's coming in for the attack. There's 3 Teslas there. And what Red needs to do is he needs to bring his tanks forwards because those Teslas won't last long in this case. And you can see those Teslas being taken out quite easily. And that was a bit of a mistake because Teslas are weak on their own. But when with tanks, they are much stronger. And now you can see Red fighting with Cyan. Cyan's got a decent number of tanks, but also Red does also. Let's see what... And Red also has a faster building speed, so he can build those Teslas back up. And as we can see, he's building another Tesla. Cyan's playing as allies. Now, if I was Cyan, what I would probably do is I'd possibly, because I know the other person's going to have Tesla, so if it comes to like a base fight, and we can see Green up there fighting with the mammoth tanks, he's starting to expand to the middle at this point as well. And if I was Cyan, though, playing as the allies, what I'd do is I'd build some naval units, because those naval units could take out those Tesla easy in that small gap and then provide a big help to those tanks fighting. And now we can see Red fighting those Cyan tanks, but there was a lot of Cyan tanks earlier on, and now Red has the better tank numbers and Cyan having to retreat. And you can just see as soon as like they take 1 Tesla coil out, Red starts building another one, and another one appears in the middle of the map. And I do assume that soon we'll see a ore refinery from Red just to start collecting those gems and really build up their economy. We can see Cyan having to fall back now to that base, and he's not able to mine those gems. So Red in a really good position at this point in time. And you can see now he's got the ore refinery out, he's got the war factory. Obviously he has that very fast building speed from his multi-MCVs. because you obviously get big speed bonuses when you build multiple ones. And now he's on the attack, and we can see those tanks starting to fall in HP. And it doesn't look like Cyan's going to break through. And now that he has an extra war factory, he's building tanks faster, and it doesn't look like Cyan has an answer for this at all. And yeah, you can just see those tanks getting mauled, and now that last tank going to his base, and now he's starting to build a Tesla defense to defend the gems. And we can see yellow and green having a little bit of fight earlier up. And this was what was happening at the top of the map, but at this point I did have my transport ship, and what I decided to actually do, this was while red was actually fighting Cyan. I decided to take one Tanya in. I thought I'd take a Tanya to each base so we can see Cyan's base here. We're going to go in and see what we can do. And let's see what Cyan has. And yeah, we've got a war factory there, so we'll take that out. We'll take out the construction yard. That's going to decrease his build speed for tanks, so he's not going to be able to build any more war factories. We've also took out his radar dome. We're going to go for his barracks, and you can see he's got some infantry there, trying to take them out, but unfortunately I lose that Tanya to those infantry. But we managed to do good amount of damage there. We've took out a war factory, so he's going to have a slow building speed, and we took out a construction yard, so he's not going to be able to build any more structures. And now we're going to go into yellow's base with our Tanya, see what damage we can do on this side of the map. You can see he's not got any tanks there. He's got nothing to defend with. He hasn't built any pillboxes or anything like that. And what I see is those two war factories. So what I want to do really is get rid of the war factories. I'm also going for the power plants to slow. If he gets low on power, he'll have a very slow building speed. Let's get rid of those two war factories. Down, we'll get rid of everything we can now, just as much as possible. And now we're going to go for that construction yard. Now, I don't know whether he has another construction yard further up, but yeah, we've been able to take out two of his war factories. He's going to have a much slower building speed, and it looks like it is pretty much good game. Now, I don't think the actual Tanya's actually made that much difference in this game, to be fair. It was a bit sloppy from me. They took a bit long to get to the opponents. And it's because I didn't know the map. I haven't done this strategy before. I think I played this map before, but I haven't really played it much at all. Maybe once every few months. And yeah, I just thought I'd try something new. And there's yellow out. And obviously I didn't know when I was building my transport ship that I was going to need to transport down and across. What I'd possibly like to do though is play on the bottom position of the map, because I think it could be really good. Like with Soviets, I think you have to get to the middle, start building those Tesla coils. I think if you're allies though, you have to do something a bit different. Maybe build, like, instead of going multi-MCV, build like a tech centre and radar dome fast, and then get some cruisers in the middle. Instead of getting those multiple MCVs, because once those cruisers are in the middle, you can sort of deny the person on the left from getting to the gems. Because if they want to use that multi-MCV effectively, what they need to do is they need to build a real good economy. And if they've only got the ore around their starting base, then it's not going to be really sufficient for them to like really expand. They will need those gems very, very quickly, because multi-MCV strategies use up a load of resources. So I think that's a possible strategy if you're playing for the allies in the bottom positions. But as I say, I haven't tried these strategies. It's just my thoughts on this map, because it is quite different from most maps. So thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video.